Week 8 Organization of American States (OAS) and Mercosur. Overview and functions of the Organization of American States. The Organization of American States (OAS) is a regional intergovernmental organization founded on April 30, 1948, in Bogotá, Colombia, with the signing of the Charter of the OAS by 21 member states. It serves as the principal forum for political dialogue, cooperation, and multilateral action in the Americas, encompassing North, Central, and South America, as well as the Caribbean. The OAS operates under the principles of sovereignty, non-intervention, democracy, human rights, security, and development cooperation among its member states. 1. Overview of functions and structure. Political dialogue and cooperation. General Assembly, the highest decision-making body of the OAS, where member states discuss and adopt resolutions on political, economic, social, and security issues affecting the region. It meets annually, providing a platform for dialogue and consensus building. Permanent Council composed of ambassadors accredited to the OAS. It convenes regularly to oversee the organization's activities, implement General Assembly mandates, and address emerging political challenges in the region. B. Promotion of democracy and human rights. Inter-American Democratic Charter adopted in 2001. It reaffirms the commitment of OAS member states to democracy, rule of law, and respect for human rights. The OAS monitors electoral processes, promotes good governance, and supports efforts to strengthen democratic institutions and practices across the Americas. Inter-American Commission on Human Rights (IACHR), an autonomous organ of the OAS. The IACHR promotes and protects human rights in the Americas through thematic reports, country visits, and individual case petitions, advocating for justice and accountability. C. Security and conflict resolution. Inter-American Treaty of Reciprocal Assistance (RIO Treaty), a collective security agreement among OAS member states to respond collectively to threats to peace and security in the Americas. It provides a framework for mutual defense and cooperative security measures. Committee on Hemispheric Security addresses traditional and non-traditional security threats, including terrorism, drug trafficking, organized crime, cybersecurity, and disaster response. It coordinates regional cooperation and capacity-building initiatives to enhance security resilience. D. Development cooperation and economic integration. Summit of the Americas process brings together heads of state and government to discuss regional development, economic integration, and social inclusion initiatives. It promotes sustainable development, poverty reduction, and economic growth through cooperation on trade, investment, and infrastructure projects. OAS development programs support member states in areas such as education, health, poverty alleviation, sustainable development, and disaster risk reduction. Programs aim to foster social inclusion, economic empowerment, and environmental sustainability across the Americas. E. Promotion of multilateralism and partnerships. Partnerships and observer status. The OAS collaborates with international organizations, observer states, and civil society to address shared challenges and promote regional cooperation. Observer states include countries outside the Americas and international organizations contributing to OAS initiatives. Technical cooperation and capacity building. The OAS provides technical assistance, training programs, and capacity building initiatives to strengthen governance, rule of law, electoral processes, and public administration in member states. B. OAS roles in democracy promotion, human rights, and security. The Organization of American States, OAS, plays pivotal roles in promoting democracy, protecting human rights, and enhancing security across the Americas through various mechanisms and initiatives. 1. Democracy promotion. A. Inter-American Democratic Charter. Adopted in 2001, the Democratic Charter reaffirms OAS member states' commitment to democracy, rule of law, and respect for human rights. It outlines principles and guidelines for democratic governance, electoral processes, and constitutional order. The OAS promotes democratic values through electoral observation missions, technical assistance, and capacity-building programs aimed at strengthening electoral institutions, promoting transparency, and fostering inclusive political participation. B. Electoral observation missions. The OAS deploys electoral observation missions to member states during elections to assess their adherence to democratic norms and international standards. These missions monitor electoral processes, provide recommendations for improvement, and contribute to the credibility and legitimacy of electoral outcomes. By promoting free and fair elections, the OAS supports democratic consolidation, enhances public trust in electoral institutions, and fosters peaceful transitions of power. C. Democratic governance and institutional strengthening. Through technical cooperation and advisory services, the OAS assists member states in strengthening democratic institutions, legislative frameworks, and governance practices. It promotes accountability, transparency, and responsiveness in public administration, contributing to effective democratic governance. The OAS facilitates dialogue among political stakeholders, civil society organizations, and government authorities to address governance challenges, promote consensus building, and advance democratic reforms. 2. Human rights protection. A. Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, IACHR, an autonomous organ of the OAS. The IACHR promotes and protects human rights across the Americas through thematic reports, country visits, and individual case petitions. It monitors human rights situations, investigates allegations of violations, and provides recommendations for remedial action. The IACHR addresses a wide range of human rights issues, including freedom of expression, indigenous rights, gender equality, and rights of migrants and refugees. It advocates for justice, accountability, and reparations for victims of human rights abuses. B. Human rights monitoring and advocacy. The OAS monitors human rights developments in member states, issuing reports and recommendations to address systemic human rights challenges and promote compliance with international human rights standards. It collaborates with civil society organizations, national human rights institutions, and international partners to strengthen human rights protection mechanisms, support victims of human rights violations, and promote dialogue on human rights issues. C. Promotion of gender equality and social inclusion. The OAS promotes gender equality and social inclusion through initiatives aimed at combating discrimination, advancing women's rights, and empowering marginalized communities. It supports legal reforms, educational programs, and economic empowerment initiatives to promote inclusive development and social justice. 3. Security and conflict resolution. A. Inter-American Treaty of Reciprocal Assistance, RIO Treaty. The RIO Treaty, signed in 1947 and updated in 2002, establishes a collective defense mechanism among OAS member states to respond to threats to peace and security in the Americas. It provides a framework for mutual assistance, cooperation in crisis situations, and joint security operations. B. The OAS facilitates dialogue and cooperation on security issues, including terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and cyber threats. It promotes regional cooperation, capacity building, and information sharing to enhance security resilience and mitigate transnational security risks. 4. Committee on Hemispheric Security. The Committee on Hemispheric Security addresses traditional and non-traditional security challenges facing the Americas. It promotes confidence-building measures, disaster response coordination, and regional cooperation on security policy frameworks. Through the committee, the OAS supports member states in strengthening border security, enhancing law enforcement cooperation, and addressing emerging security threats that affect regional stability and prosperity. C. Mercosur objectives, achievements, and challenges in South America. Mercosur, or the Southern Common Market, aims to promote economic integration and political cooperation among its member states in South America. Established in 1991, its objectives include eliminating trade barriers, fostering free movement of goods, services, and people, and coordinating macroeconomic policies. Achievements include significant tariff reductions among members, promoting regional trade, and enhancing political dialogue. Challenges include internal economic disparities, external trade negotiations, and member states' diverging political priorities impacting integration efforts. D. Globalization and Organization of American States (OAS) and Mercosur. Globalization has transformed the roles and strategies of both the OAS and Mercosur in addressing regional and global challenges. While the OAS focuses on promoting democratic governance, human rights, and security norms globally, Mercosur navigates economic integration, trade negotiations, and regional diplomacy amidst global market dynamics. Both organizations strive to leverage globalization's opportunities while addressing challenges to enhance their respective roles in promoting regional cooperation, economic development, and international relations in a rapidly evolving globalized context.